Today we're talking about section 2.2, day 2, simplifying algebraic expressions. Our objective today is to combine like terms and simplify algebraic expressions. Let's start by talking about the steps to simplify an expression. Step 1 is rewrite the expression as a sum. Remember, we want to change any subtraction into adding the opposite. Step 2 is use the distributive property, if necessary, to remove parentheses from the expression. Step 3 is use the commutative property, if necessary, to place like terms next to each other in the expression. Step 4, use the associative property to group like terms together. Step 5, use the distributive property in reverse to combine like terms. And step 6 is simplify if necessary. Let's simplify using the 6 steps. Step 1, rewrite as a sum. Already done, it is a sum. Step 2 is use the distributive property. Well, if there are no parentheses, there is no need to distribute anything. We're all the way down to step 3. We want to first identify our like terms. 3x and 5x are like terms. The commutative property says that in addition, it doesn't matter what order I add in. So I can flip-flop my 2 and my 5x. This way, my like terms are right next to each other. The associative property says that I can group these together with parentheses, and that doesn't change a thing. So now we have our like terms grouped together. We are going to use the distributive property in reverse. So basically what that means, what do 3x and 5x have in common? They're x. I'm going to take that out, and I'll leave my coefficients added together in the parentheses in front of it. And my plus 2 just hangs out on the end for now. Now I'm going to add my 3 and my 5, which makes an 8. That x is still there. The plus 2 is on the end. It's important to note at this point I cannot simplify any further. 8x and 2 are not like terms, so they cannot be combined. Let's look at our second example. Negative 7b plus 3 plus b minus 10. Well, step 1 says rewrite it as a sum. So negative 7b plus 3 plus b plus negative 10. Let's rewrite this so like terms are next to each other. Negative 7b plus b plus 3 plus negative 10. And now let's group together like terms. Negative 7b and b are like terms, and 3 and negative 10 are also like terms. So we're going to distribute in reverse here quick. Negative 7b and b have a b in common, so I'm going to take that out. In my parentheses, I'll put the coefficients. The first one has a negative 7, plus the second one doesn't have anything, which means it's an invisible 1. Plus, well, 3 plus negative 10, we know that is negative 7. Negative 7 plus 1 is negative 6b plus negative 7. Now it's important at this point, you can either write it the way I have right here, or you can change the plus and negative back into a minus. Those are both correct and acceptable answers. Let's look at our last example here. 5 plus 8w minus 6 minus w. Let's rewrite it as a sum. So 5 plus 8w plus negative 6 plus negative w. Let's rewrite it so like terms are next to each other. Let's start with my 8w plus negative w plus 5 plus negative 6. We'll group them together. Let's put parentheses around my like terms there. Pull a w out of my 8w and my negative w. First one has an 8. Second one has a negative 1. And 5 plus negative 6 is negative 1. 8 plus negative 1 is 7w plus negative 1. Remember, you have an option here. You can either write it like that, or you can say 7w minus 1. There is a shorter way without having to do all of those steps. A quick way to combine like terms containing variables is to add their coefficients mentally. So for example, to add 4n minus n. Think of it as 4n plus negative n. We're going to add the coefficients in our mind. 4 plus negative 1 equals 3. So this means that 4n plus negative n equals 3n. We just take those coefficients in our mind, we add them together, or in this case, subtract them, stick that number in front of our variable, and we just combine those like terms. Let's combine the like terms in the expression 5m plus 9m plus m. Well, remember, using our shortcut, let's just add the coefficients. We've got a 5 plus a 9 plus that invisible 1, which makes a total of 15, and then just stick my variable on the end, 15n. Try this one, 2t plus t minus 17t. Remember, add the coefficients in your mind. 2 plus 1 minus 17, or 2 plus 1 plus negative 17. Whichever way you think of it, it ends up being negative 14t. All right, Garrick buys 5 loaves of bread and 8 cans of tuna for a picnic. Tanya buys a loaf of bread and 2 cans of tuna. Define and use variables to represent the total cost. So we first need loaves of bread. We can define this as any variable we want. I am going to use B for bread. We also need to define cans of tuna. I'm going to use T for tuna. So if Garrick buys 5 loaves of bread, it's 5B. And, always a plus, 8 cans of tuna, so 8T. Tanya, so we're adding this on, also buys 1 loaf of bread, so just B, and 2 cans of tuna, so 2T. Take our like terms, 5B and B, add those coefficients mentally, a 5 and that invisible 1, makes 6B. And we'll take our 8T and our 2T, add my coefficients mentally, 8 and 2 makes 10, 10T. There's my expression. Try this one. In one trip to a hardware store, you buy 16 boards, 2 boxes of nails, and a hammer. On a second trip, you buy 10 more boards and a box of nails. Define and use variables to represent the total cost. I would use B for board, N for box of nails, and H for hammer. When we write our expression, we buy 16 boards, 2 boxes of nails, and a hammer, and 10 boards, and 1 more box of nails. Now let's add our coefficients mentally. 16b and 10b becomes 26b. 2n and n make 3n. And then that h is still all by itself. Your assignment is the simplifying expressions worksheet.